Good evening, all. We, on behalf of the SREC Alumnus Association and the Department of Mechanical Engineering, welcome you for this 104th webinar talk, How to Brand Yourself in Your Career. This is the second year completion of our webinar talk series. We welcome speaker of the day, Mr. Sathya Narayanan, faculty members, current students, and all alumni friends. Mr. Sathya belongs to the 2010 batch mechanical branch. After his engineering, he has joined Apollo Tyres as a production planner and worked for almost 4 years. Then he switched over to CA Tyres as assistant manager, supply chain, and worked for 4 years. Then he got promoted as supply chain manager and worked for almost 2 years. During his time in CEAT, he has also completed his MBA in logistics and supply chain management from Bharatiya University. Currently, for the past 6 months, he works with Way Cool Foods as lead fulfillment. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Vasanth. So I'll be sharing a short presentation. So I would want this this to be an interactive session. So how to brand yourself in your career is something that off late I've been trying to explore a lot in the verticals of it and also in the horizontal meaning of it, right? So I'll just share a short presentation. So hope everybody will join with me, right? So this is more of a discussion rather than a one-side talk. You're able to see my window?
Yes, Sathya.
Got it. So I'll just walk you through my presentation. So before walking through, so as I told you, I've been trying to explore this particular thing since I'm in the mid. I'm trying to set in. So I've already set a base in my career, and I would want to, get it through to the end of it. By the end of it, I would want to make it a memorable one. So in order to do that, I've been trying to, find out these myriad pockets of opportunities that I have with me, role that I play in any organization for that matter. So right now it is way cool. So I try to find on a daily basis myriads of opportunities that comes out for building a brand in your career. So that is something that will make you stand out unique in your career. So I just want to start with the brand building exercise. So I just want this to be. So I would want you to find the brand that these people are known for. These people or place or product is known for, right? We start.
Yeah, like the brand shows for Britannia.
No, it is not. So as Rahul Dravid, what does his career brand as such? So what do we know him as? So I'll just give you. Sorry, as a cricketer, yes.
Yeah.
So what is he known as? So I'll just go through, right? So he's the Great Wall of India, right? We call him the Great Wall of India, right? So he had this opportunity to to make himself through his hard work and dedication. He was able to make himself find out this opportunity to become the Great Wall of India, right? So right now he has found out the opportunity to the great coach of India, right? So this is what his career brand has evolved from, right? From being a normal Bangalore Cricket Association boy to the great coach of India is a journey that adds a lot of value, right? So he has created a brand for himself by finding out these opportunities within his career, within his role that he can play, and how he can expand the role. He has explored a lot, and he is trying to contribute in as many ways as possible, right? So let's go to the next. So what do you think Virat Kohli might represent as a brand? Uh, let's say from his career, let's say if you're uh, how many of you follow cricket?
Sir, I think 70% of the viewing population will be watching cricket, I think.
Right. So that's why I picked up cricket examples. So what is Virat known for as a brand? Let's say, what does he try to emulate?
I think, as per my view, I'm not a cricket viewer, but as per my view, I think he brands the skill or the style or the
Right.
coding thing. I think it's standing there.
Right, exactly. So what I admire him for is the play to win attitude that he has got, right? So he is a brand for this play to win attitude. He doesn't accept defeat, right? So that makes him unique in his career. Let's say, and the next that comes is his work ethic towards it. So to have a play to win attitude, to bring that attitude to the surface, you require that work ethic to be an input, right? And then comes the output that he gives is the classy cover drives that he plays, right? So that is the excellence that he provides to the viewer, right? So this is the brand that he represents through his career, right? And he has not just built in one day, correct? So he has put in a lot of hard work, and the he has done everything right that is required to bring out this quality of play to win, right? So that is what I see as. So as you said, style. I guess I have covered the classic cover drives that he plays. So even if you're not watching cricket, you are able to identify the brand that he has created. Right, that's the impact that he has created through his career. Right. I am not an alcoholic person, but then this particular brand actually fascinates me. So, what do you think this brand is known for? This is called Absolute Vodka. You won't see it in any of the ads, actually. So, what is this brand known for? Anybody knows this?
Sir, I think it's the more genuine format. So the genuinity of the vodka.
Yeah. So, one is the formulations that they. So, I won't be able to comment on that personally, but then. I see there will be no marketing, right? And they are sticking to the principle of ethical drinking, right? So they might place a vodka in any of the parties, but they won't make you drink, right? So that is their principle that they are having. The other fascinating thing I found is that vodka bottles art on them, right? So how this art evolves is that they bring street artists, and they make them draw, and this is part of their CSR initiative, right? And then they use it to the fullest possibilities, and they try merge art with the form of their product, right? So which is something unique to the brand, right? So this is a marketing study that we have, that CSR study that we have about Absolute Vodka, and it is always fascinating to look at this brand. What do you think this place has got as a branding? Any guesses?
Sir, I think it's the tourism or the beauty of nature, I think.
Sorry?
But I think it's branding, it's tourism and the views of its country, I think, sir.
Right. So it has got fascinating views across. It's got fjords that are magnificent. So I'll just show you. So it is known for the northern lights. It's called Aurora Borealis, right? It's awe-inspiring northern lights. mind-boggling fjords. So these fjords, so people tend to sit at that fjord and then have that awe of this natural beauty. So that is the brand that this place has got. So what do you think this fellow represents? Can people recognize him?
No, sir. No, sir.
So he is the character Hulk. He is probably attending anger management classes right now to build another brand. But then he is Mr. Hulk, known for his brute force, right? And this is a character that comes in the Avengers movie. Probably people who have watched the Avengers movie might relate to it. So he is a character. So Mark Ruffalo did not want to play this character, right? Because it was odd to him, right? But he made fear his friend and embraced this particular character and evolved into this character. Now, whenever he goes onto the street, he is branded with this character only, right? It might show in the movies as that he's it is anger which evolves, but it's actually I see it as the brute force that takes the Hulk to the next level, the Hulk character to the next level. So over in his career, Mark Ruffalo didn't expect this character to evolve so much that it has done. But that's how you find, you don't know what is in the future, but then you try to find that by uh, exploring, right? And there are only small chances that are available across the career to find out such instances, like, and to convert those opportunities into performances. So this is one video that I want to play, which actually talks more about, let's say, Avengers as a team. But then, so this is where in the whole movie, Avengers comes as a team, and this is the moment when they come as a team. But it is not about the team in itself. It is all about the individualities also. They have got a brand for themselves. Each character has been built into a brand for itself, right, to market itself. So when they come together, the impact just widens, right? So I'll just play this video.
Tell him to suit up. I'm bringing the party to you.
I don't see how that's a party.
Much better. Now might be a really good time for you to get angry.
That's my secret, Captain. I'm always angry.
Hold on. Tell him to suit up. I'm bringing the
Right. So so the takeaway from this video is that the character Hulk has made itself a brand at this point of time, right? When he says I'm always angry, it just means that he is in the character always, right? So that's a brand that he has himself. So that's how our career also evolves. Let's say I started off as an engineer, thinking that I would be in the engineering stream, but then I evolved myself into a management right now, and I don't know what I would evolve in the future right now. But then let's say for the past 10 years I've been trying to find these small opportunities and convert them into candy points, right? I used to call it candy points because let's say if you find something before your boss, right, and try to work upon it, try to implement it, and then show it. Yeah, I've done this, and this is the product that I've got. This is the output that I've got. I've tried this, and I've got this. You are actually reducing the bandwidth that your boss has got, right? And both are working for the same vision. You're not working for something different. Let's say you people will be going into your careers. Probably you would find this whole thing of creating a brand for yourself in your career is something that you'll find stupid at this point of time, right? I also found it stupid when I was in 2010, when people started talking about interpersonal skills, right? At the end of my final year, right? There would be external agencies coming in and telling us how to behave, right? So that was something odd at that point of time, and I had all the technical expertise by the end of the fourth year, and I was ready to launch myself into a technical career, right? So that is not how it spans out. As you move in your career, it's an evolution process that you follow, right? And eventually you bring build that brand, let's say brand Sathya, in your career, right? At the end of your career, that makes a lot of difference. Let's say in whatever your role you are playing, uh, even I've read certain articles like an auto rickshaw man trying to set up a Wi-Fi in his auto, to giving magazines to customers, giving a greater customer experience. That is how he is trying to brand himself, and coming out of that cocoon of being of low standards, right? So that is how it evolves. So I'll just take you into the process of brand building uh, in the span of your career, right? So how it starts, let's say you finish off college and you start moving into an organization. What happens in an organization is what I'll take you through. So let's say uh, we all relate to brands, and brand building is all about promise and value proposition. Okay, whatever value you are going to give to the society, or let's say to the organization, or let's say to the people surrounding you, or let's say to yourself, that starts from day one. You start the organization when you uh, get selected into an organization. Let's say you finish off 7 rounds of interviews or 8 rounds of interviews and you finally get selected. That is not the end of it. It is the start point of the whole career, right? And when this sentence hits you, it is like it is like telling, oh, there is much more to go, and people keep on pushing even after college. That's how it is. It starts from day one, because the brand of your college can 6 to 7 months, right? That is because your college has given you everything that is required for the industry, right? So once but when you hit the first day of office, you are leveled by all the people that have joined with you, right? So the competition starts from there. How you start branding from day one is very, very important, which I have realized later in my later now. But then probably I have put in all the efforts, so I am not repeating about it, right? And so first day is finding. Let's say the college reputation might stand. People might ask from which college you are, right? And they might be you might feel proud of it yourself. Now the day after, you start showing what value you can add as an individual to the organization. So understanding what role you are going to play in the organization, how it is linked to, let's say, the vision, mission, and the purpose of the organization is very, very important. Let's say I was with CET. CET's vision, purpose is to uh, make uh, making mobility safer and smarter every day. Correct. So every day I go to office with this in mind, like what am I doing smarter today, and what is something that I am doing safely today uh, through my role is something that is linked to the vision and mission of the organization. So that's how you link your vision and mission. Then the first value contribution that you do is the vision and mission remains the same for everyone in the organization. So whosoever is above you, let's say your seniors and your super bosses, all are working towards that only. So if you are able to take your boss's bandwidth, let's say your boss might be having so many responsibilities given to him, right? And if you're able to offload him with one or two one or two responsibilities, if you take it on yourself and try to uh, you know uh, execute it perfectly, then that is something that would be considered as a branding, right? In the first steps of your career. Then once you start doing that, let's say in shorter projects, let's say very small simple projects that you can do, and then you can elevate yourself into doing complex projects. So once you do this, people would start noticing the value that you are adding to the organization. Then when you move into your mid 30s, most of what you had learned in your colleges might get obsolete. Whatever, uh, whosoever is coming now into the industry might have a different set of curriculum, would have come from a different set of curriculum, and that would be the next level of challenge that you need to face. So the another thing that you do is you rejuvenate yourself to increase your skill levels exponentially, right? So in your mid 30s, you unlearn whatever you learned and then you try to relearn, right? And then in the later part of 30s, you try to develop leaders under you who can take up your roles, and let's say you can do a different role or explore into a different role. By the mid 40s, when you're aging 40s, you again rejuvenate to the next level, and the whole world around changes, around you changes, and let's say you will start having, so whatever you had learned in your 30s, that would start getting implemented, and let's say tried, tested, implemented, executed, and then the failures would have come out. So the mid 40s is something where you again try to challenge yourself with risks, right? Risks that could take you to the level of greatness. So this is how you brand yourself in your career, right? From day one of your career to the day you retire, right? You should have a plan of how to brand yourself in each and every level so that you evolve into the person that you want to be. And all these, all the value proposition, all the contribution that I am talking about could be done or is guarded by your value system, right? Now these value systems you already got in your colleges, in your schools, right? Whatever value system we have today and whatever value system I follow in my profession is all guarded by or given by my schools and my colleges, right? So all of these, the career that I'm talking about revolves around whatever you've gained in your schools and colleges. So this is how you brand yourself, right? So finally, I want to talk about these two great men, right? Whom uh, I've seen through my visible eyes, how their career has spanned out, right? Uh, One, Mr. Selvam Palani. Now he is the GM of Engineering and Projects. Okay, and he's from Seat Limited. Before this, he was also working with me, and he was a head of projects at Apollo Tyres. So the factory that you see at Oragadam, right? He had built it from scratch. right? And the factory you see right now at Sungvar Chatram, right, CEAT Limited, that also most of the contribution is done by Mr. Selvam, right? Most of the decisions that has gone in was by Mr. Selvam. Right now, Selvam is more is a person whom I interact regularly. Right now, he is giving a lot of lectures to young professionals in colleges. He is in the 40s, right? And he is set for that greatness, right? Now he has done all the steps that I've told you, and he has realized now that he has to move to the level of greatness. So he has got a mentor for himself, which he has hired for quite some money, and right. And you could follow him in Facebook and probably in LinkedIn. He is posting a lot of videos related to, let's say, what the manufacturing sector does and what is smart manufacturing. 2 days back, he had given a lecture in about smart manufacturing in Smart Manufacturing Summit 2022. About IoT, how IoT could be applied to real world, and what projects he has done to bring it to the real world. So I try to spend some 1 or 2 hours with him to understand what he is going on. So he explains about a book that he is writing, and how he goes about the process of writing, right? And that in itself is a step towards whatever he's doing. He is trying to create a brand for himself, right? Another human being that I've literally seen as awe. I've been in awe whenever I interact with him is Mr. Arnab Banerjee, right? You can look into his LinkedIn profile. He is the COO of CEAT Limited, right? Chief Operating Officer, and he has been ED operations as well. So I've been personally with interacting with him. Let's say I've been coached by him, right? And he is a person who follows this whatever steps I have followed. So if you look at his career and if you try to analyze his career, so I try to take him as a role model, and I feel that if I do half of what he has done, probably my career would be the greatest, right? So so you can look into the LinkedIn profile. Whatever meetings I've attended with him, everything has been logical, and let's say it has been a great experience. How he interacts with people, what kind of a vision he has got, and how he drives to the vision is something that is absolutely inspiring. So these two gentlemen I wanted to share with you all. Whatever I'm telling, whatever steps I'm telling, it is not that it is something out of the world or something very subjective. It is all objective, and it could be followed, and yeah, great of it, right? This is one of the quotes that Mr. Dilip Modak, so he was senior VP manufacturing at CEAT Limited. He used to tell in every meeting that we see. So we have one career, we have one life. Let us make the most of it, use out of it, right? That's how he finished every speech that he gives. So I wanted to put this across and then finish off this presentation. So thank you, Thomas and Vasant, for giving me this opportunity. It has been an amazing experience, truly. Thank you. Over to you, Thomas.
Yeah, very nice talk on branding yourself. Great, Sathya Narayanan. Beautiful. You have made this evening more meaningful with your entertaining presentation. Thank you so much. Students, you have any questions to Sathya Narayanan?
Yeah, any questions?
Yeah, yes.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, please go.
Aditya.
Yes, sir. Sir, really, that was a very helpful session and with your clear-cut view on branding. But I need to think. I have this question.
Right.
Is resume a part of branding, or how to do it effectively? How to do the branding effectively so that the recruiters just catches? How to do that, sir?
Okay. So resume is one thing. Let's say you've got standard profiles. Let's say in order to brand your resume, probably you will have to have some a lot of numbers into it. Quick tips I'll give you. A lot of numbers should go into every sentence of your resume. That is one thing that attracts whosoever is doing. Let's say it should be relatable to whatever profile or role you are applying to. Let's say if you want to be a junior engineer or a senior engineer, you have to make sure that all engineering aspects of it goes into the resume. That is one thing. You add a lot of numbers, like let's say you have stood, let's say, in top 5% of your class. Even if you're not the first in your class, you can put you are the top 5% of your class. Or let's say you will have to find yourself ways of portraying yourself into the resume. That I leave to you. You can explore. Probably you can connect offline for any support that is required. But then these are some tips. And let's say there is some kind of networking that also needs to be done, in terms of what kind of projects the company is interested in. And what I have done, that introspection needs to be done. Like what I have done in my engineering, which can relate to some of the projects that the company is doing. So try to research a bit into what kind of projects the company is in, whether you are interested to do such projects, and whether you've done something related to that project. You can put it into your resume and make it relatable to whatever role you are applying. That's my point. Hope I have answered.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Yeah, Sathya Narayanan. Yeah, I do have one question.
Yes.
See, once we finish our bachelor's, we think that we can do a lot in entrepreneurship, and we imagine and dream things. But as and such, when we join a company, we understand that we are only in the entry level category.
Right.
Then slowly, as you mentioned, we start to build up, and all of a sudden we reach the 30s. Like in Indian culture, they look for marriage and stuff. Then definitely, all of a sudden, we will be reaching 30. Then, whatever we learned as a or entry level, we are going to work it out. Once we
Right.
reach 40, almost I am in the 40s age group. So what comes to my mind is that why not we use all the experience and go for something new, entrepreneurship again. So that happens in the age of 40 plus.
Right. Sir,
And please,
yeah,
yeah.
go ahead.
So that is how it is happening for a human being. Maybe I don't know. For me, it is like that. So is it wise to go for some entrepreneurship at the age of 40, or should we cope up with things whatever we have?
Right. Sir, most of the question it remains in most of the 40 people, right? Whatever question you ask, it remains in the 40 people. Let's say I'll quote an example. I follow, probably you all might be following. There is there is a person called Alexander Babu. He's a stand-up comedian, right? He took the stand-up comedy in his age of 40, right? He's a yoga teacher as well. He is a comedian, basically, right? And he was working in the IT industry for almost 15 years. He has been in on-site and other things. So so at the age of 40, if he has taken a decision of, let's say, becoming a stand-up comedian, and the two, it's an unexplored region, right? When he started comedy, the space for comedy in India itself was very low, right? And the prospects of becoming a greater person was very low. So, but then he took that risk, he took the risk with two things, right? One is that he wanted to pursue his passion, so he was very confident, right? Very make it click, so that Virat Kohli's play to win attitude was there with him, right? Second thing that contributes to this particular decision is the financial part of it. Let's say we need to take that calculated risk. Okay, we cannot take a risk simply because it is simply because we want it out of passion or something. So there is a financial part that is associated with it, which needs to be thoroughly be done. And if the idea or if the business idea is so good, and if we are very confident that yeah, even if it fails, I would be able to support, I would have a plan B, then it is worth trying.
Thank you, Sathya. Thank you.
Because at the end of the day, I tell that last line there. We have got one career, one life. We have to make the full use of it.
Great, great. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Right. Any other questions?
Yeah. Okay. If there are no other questions, Sathya and Vasant, shall we go for the closing remarks?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, Thomas, sir.
So thank you, Sathya Narayanan S of 2010 MEC passed out. Thank you so much. You have made this evening wonderful and more meaningful for all the attendees. Thank you so much. It was a very short notice what SRECAA Alumni Association and the Department of Mechanical Engineering extended to you. In spite of that, you agreed and you are available here today. Thank you so much for that. And please keep in touch with the Alumni Association for future activities, and we require your support to that also. Thank you so much. Thank you, student friends and the faculty members and alumni from all over the globe for making this evening more meaningful with your presence. Thank you so much. Thank you, one and all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you all.
Thank you.